of all men that walk the earth was I chosen to lead them to a fair land which is none of their deserving? Why was I chosen to bring them the law which they despise and spurn? O Lord, I speak to you from the heart, as I have ever spoken. I am sick and weary of the burden of rule. What would you do if I were to renounce it now? Would you strike me down as you have struck down others? Well, perhaps I am willing to be struck down, to lie at peace in the earth. I am willing to defy you as others have. Am I not free to do so? Am I not a man like other men, clothed in the garment of liberty of choice? And yet, I cannot forget the humility of the servant before the master. In humility I ask it. Let thy servant go. Moses, I will ride you as a horseman rides a horse. In spite of your doubts, you will bear the burden to life's end. You will lead your people to the land that is promised, since that is my will. But you yourself will never eat or drink of the fruit of that promise. I will never let you go, but I will never let you enter. Nor will any of your generation, sick with the doubt of the Lord's promise, enter that land. I have spoken.
They're coming! They're coming! They're coming! They're coming!
The land as you instructed us. And indeed, it flows with milk and honey. Here, we took these in the valley named Eshcol.
Eshcol, a cluster of grapes, well named. You see, you foolish children. The land is exactly as the Lord said it would be, flowing with milk and honey, laden with all manner of fruit. And the land is ours.
Not ours. There are people dwelling there in walled cities. Strong people, warlike. The children of Anak.
Giants. We saw them.
The Hittites, Jebusites.
The Amorites, the mountain people. And by the sea there are the Canaanites. They are too strong for us.
We haven't the numbers. We haven't the weapons.
This is nonsense. We moved through the land like greyhounds. They never saw us.
Look, we've been through all that land. It's a land that would swallow us, as a toad swallows a gnat. The sons of Anak are giants. Giants! Do you hear me? Compared with them, we are grasshoppers.
It sounds terrible.
I don't like it.
To come so far to be killed?
What about my wife and the children?
Nobody told us we were going to have a war.
Some promised land. Better the desert.
Better Egypt.
Better Egypt! Better Egypt!
Yes, back to Egypt!
Moses. Listen to me, Moses. We have suffered much with hardly a murmur. We were given a promise that we would walk into this land of yours without trouble. And now, you bring us into this land to fall by the sword, to see our wives and children cut to pieces. I say this to you now. and I say it on behalf of all. I would to God we died in the land of Egypt.
I vote that we choose a new captain. One who will lead us back to Egypt.
Yes, a new captain.
Listen to me! I say this! The land we pass through is our land!
No, it's not our land.
Do not fear any of the people of that land! We can chew them up like bread! The Lord is with us, not with them! And do not be afraid! Fight!
We won't fight! Stop! No, we won't fight. We don't believe you.
What I say on behalf of my peers. But I do not say it lightly.
Come to the point.
This point, that we're at the limit of endurance of your tyranny. Moses, I speak truth, and you know it when I say you made your claim to rule through a special holiness. Well, we're all holy. We're all equally of Jehovah. Why do you raise yourself above us? Why do you pretend that you're God's special favorite?
An empty and filthy pretense which some of us have had the courage to explode. Your rule is over, Moses, or soon will be. We have the support of all the tribes, including the Levites.
The Levites are ready!
What precisely does this new leadership propose?
To lead the tribes back to Egypt, with the Levites carrying their banners at the head. Not into slavery, though. To make out of power a treaty with the Pharaoh. To demand that the God of the Israelites be of equal status with Horus and Ra.
Be silent! Blasphemer! Worse than blasphemer, abomination! You speak of rule. My brother was a prince of Egypt. If he had wished to rule, would he have left his kingdom for this desert? His palace for a ragged tent?
High priest, another pretender to the seat of power. Well, we will wrest this power away from you. This tabernacle you use for holding the people down. We can provide our own priests.
Deaf man, I confess my failure. As teacher, I have taught you nothing. God will. For God chooses men. Men do not choose God. God shows us the choice he has made through signs. Where are your signs?
Signs? You mean tricks?
Where is your sign of authority?
You murderous trickster. Show us the final trick. The bellies of the people crammed with bread. The sick and the old at peace in a land too long promised. I spit on your authority.
I have warned you often in the past, Dathan. I swear to you that this shall be the final warning. Seek not to rise above the Lord your God. To all of you I say, tempt not the Lord.
Officers of the Levites, prepare to move out! Tribal Reuben! Tribal Reuben! Officers of the Levites, prepare to move out! Reuben! Tribal Reuben, over here! And of the tribe of Simeon, march to move the sheep and cattle! Hurry up, son! Simeon of the tribe of Asher! Gather all the children! Tribe of Benjamin! No, there's no time now!
The Lord has spoken. Thus saith the Lord. None who has seen my glory and not believed shall see the land I promised his father. Since you refused the land over which I raised my hand that you might inhabit it, you shall not enter. You shall return to the desert. Your children, they will see the land that you have scorned. You will not. your children, those who were newly born when we left Egypt, shall wander in the desert for 40 years and bear the burden of your lack of faith, while your bodies will be consumed in the desert. Pay heed to my words. You shall know once for all that God chooses and men do not.
The God of the people speaks through them that the people have chosen. What the people have chosen is wise and prudent, and we choose to return to Egypt and enjoy its peace and its fatness. Will our God say nay?
Yet mercy is infinite, Deborah. At least let us believe so. I shall miss your thorn in my side.
That generation that had heard the word of the Lord and scorned it, the generation of the old, one by one fell in the desert, leaving their bones for the sun to bleach. And their children carried the burden of the lack of faith of the old, wandering in the desert, missing the way to the land of the promise. Soon there were few of the doubters and those who had wavered, and these few were dying.
Personagens fantásticos. As formas dos personagens e a ação vital que representavam indicavam as sabedorias do olho de ouro. A força de Deus, o conhecimento e o poder que este produz, produzindo na mente a verdadeira luz, a energia vital luminosa. Uma luz invisível que torna possível a inteligência e a compreensão da realidade.
Alegrem-se vocês, justos dentre os anjos. Na santa morada, entoai-lhe hinos. Anunciai o som de um alarido, em eterno júbilo, para estabelecer a trombeta do seu Messias, para tornar conhecida sua força em poder. Quem é igual a ti, ó Senhor, dentre os deuses, Eli?